Hey, referees, you guys ready for some roller derby?
They're not paying any attention.
They're not. They're busy working on their touch tunes plan for the after party at the Bulldog Saloon. Audience, are you ready for some roller derby? Okay.
Yes. All right.
Well, let's have some roller derby then.
We should do that.
We will introduce first, in the white jerseys, our friends from the South Sound region. Give it up for Dockyard Derby Dames. Number 1221, Slainbow Brite. 1412, barely skating. Number 187, Tarrorizer. Number 21, Tration. Number 4, Fox Skate. Number 3, Dark Enigma. 42, Meg For Mercy. Number 526, Ginger Spikes. 55 is Maverick, the Wild Thing. 666, Rayvenge. Number 68, Naughty Mommy. Number 8, Buzz Lightbear. 815, Rat Attack. Number 826, Medazaslam. And 934, Mischief Managed. The Dockyard Derby Dames coached by Washington Apple. Oh, Washington and Apple. See, it was run in one name. This is, I blame the paper. Washington and Apple. Thank you. I'm like, wait.
Right, little ampersand. It's one. The paper is wrong. Scott Chicken was correct, but the paper is wrong.
At least we got it corrected. I feel bad. Now that's 2 intros that I've screwed up.
No pressure at all on me, as the time has come to introduce to you, friends and fans, the Jet City Skyraiders. Number 03 is Mary Contrary. Number 126 is Charlie Horsepower. Number 182 is Harriet Thugman. Number 21 is the Iron Rabbit. Number 26 is Nayslayer. Number 29 is MaJessty. Number 314 is Bacon For Mercy. Number 357 is One in the Chamber. Number 47 is Adelaide Herout. Number 50 is Kell. Number 71 is Raptor. Number 77 is Jenn-X. Number 78 is Shudder Down. Number 83 is Crash Panda. Number 87 is Vixen Stones. Number 403 is Miss Violet Neauregarde. All for this game is Afro Jamurai. These are your Jet City Skyraiders. They are coached today by Bombshell, Chaz, DUI, and Kieran. Give it up for the team in blue.
Does not mention this. I don't know what's going on there. That list was back. Back.
Stop that.
Are you having a jump? All right. 60 more minutes of roller derby time, 30 more minutes of beer garden time.
Both of those very important numbers to remember.
Yes.
Also important number is 1221. That is Slainbow Brite. First up on the jammer line for Dockyard.
And number 21, the Iron Rabbit, to jam for the Skyraiders. And away we go, Slainbow Brite. Up the inside line, lead jammer Dockyard.
Iron Rabbit finding a lane on the outside, not far behind at all.
This is a very quick jammer race.
No points awarded to either team there in the first jam.
Fun.
Indeed. Here comes Crash Panda and Naughty Mommy. Hoping maybe the second jam will be the charm.
Maybe, we'll see. Crash Panda forced to the infield. Naughty Mommy held up in the middle.
Crash Panda with a pirouette around the outside. She's going to emerge with lead jammer status.
Naughty Mommy shouldered to the turf. Bumped around.
Naughty Mommy finally juking around that last line of defense in Meg For Mercy. Coming around. Jam is called before Naughty Mommy has a chance to hit the pack. 4 points in the sky for Jet City.
And rolling now to the jammer line. We got number 182, Harriet Thugman.
That is 206 Bones for Dockyard.
Both jammers attempting to occupy the same space. Harriet Thugman pushes through first. Lead jammer, Jet City Skyraiders.
Harriet Thugman calling for a little offense.
When a cut track called on Bones. So
Bones
power.
gonna go have a seat in the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box. Harriet Thugman with a power jam.
Kell doing a good knock to the ground and spin around move there. As they were bumped to the track, but Harriet Thugman, 4 points. Harriet Thugman taps the hips, calls off the jam. Bones locked in the box, was just ready to go, but not quite.
Anybody new to roller derby today, including some of my musician friends here in the stands, if someone is standing in the penalty box, that means there are 10 seconds or less left remaining on that penalty. So Mary Contrary is going to have a power start of 10 seconds or less.
Sum them out. Four-on-two advantage in the pack, and Mary Contrary takes advantage of that.
Bones only had just about enough time to serve for the NSO volunteer in the penalty box to let her know the penalty was over. Back on the track. Looking for a way around the last line of defense. One in the chamber. Not letting Bones go when no pack was called. Gonna go have a seat for that. Meanwhile, Bones managing to cut the track in the meantime. Also gonna have a seat still as the jammer for Dockyard. Mary Contrary with a power jam. As our friends in the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box are becoming mighty popular.
Very busy. Everybody wants some Mother Fogger IPA. But it's not served there, it's in the penalty, it's in the beer garden. One in the chamber, and Nayslayer in the box for Jet City. As Mary Contrary slides through for 4 more. Nayslayer now released, as is Bones.
Penalty box is clear. We are back to 5-on-5 roller derby. Very contrary through. Calls that jam off. 4 more points in the sky.
A 16-point jam for the Sky Raiders. Takes them to 30. And the Iron Rabbit back out to jam against
Slainbow Brite. Not even right. Iron Rabbit is through lead jammer status for the Sky Raiders.
Slainbow Brite held up as Iron Rabbit races around the outside for 4. Star patch complete for Dockyard. Rat Attack now with the star.
Iron Rabbit calling that jam before Rat Attack even has the helmet cover on. 4 points, Jet City. Naughty Mommy returning to the jammer line with a star for Dockyard. Squaring off once again against Crash Panda.
Motherfogger IPA penalty box currently vacant. We'll see how long it lasts. Naughty Mommy pushing forward. Crash Panda inside lane. Lead jammer Sky Raiders. Crash Panda slides through, calls off the jam.
2 points on the board for Naughty Mommy. 3 there for Crash Panda.
But that does get Dockyard on the board now. 41-2, the Sky Raider lead.
That is Slainbow Brite. That is Harriet Thugman. And this is 5-on-5 roller derby, just like the rulebook says.
Harriet Thugman outside, cuts the track, just stepped out of bounds. First power jam for Dockyard. As Kell called for a penalty and lead jammer going to Slainbow Brite. Slainbow Brite, ooh, dances the edge. Picks up 4 points. Slainbow Brite trying the inside. Slowed down, cuts to the out. Chased by Adelaide Herout. Gets the no impact, no penalty. 3-point pass.
Meanwhile, Harriet Thugman back on the track. Knocked to the outside by number 815, Rat Attack.
Kell heads back to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box for a forearm penalty. As Harriet Thugman caught up by Dockyard. And Slainbow Brite continues to lap. Harriet Thugman forced to the infield, rolled back by Maverick the Wild Thing. And mischief managed. As Slainbow Brite steps through again for another 4-point run. And a star pass by Harriet Thugman to Kell right at the end. Jam comes to a close. Harriet Thugman able to pick up 3.
Huge 19-point jam there for Dockyard, bringing our score to 44-21. Contrary, and there goes Naughty Mommy. Very Contrary is through with lead jammer status.
Naughty Mommy forced out of bounds. Comes back in, then cuts in, shouldered out again by one in the chamber. And Mary Contrary dances through for 4 points. Naughty Mommy called for the cut track. And that will give Mary Contrary 4 points and a power jam. Mary Contrary caught up by penetration. Now sliding towards the front.
Mary Contrary just managing to juke around Maverick. The wild thing there, coming through with putting 4 more points up for Jet City. 56-21 in favor of the home team as the Iron Rabbit once again approaches the jammer line. Naughty Mommy going to begin this jam in the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. Still serving the tail end of that cut track penalty.
Whistle blows, away they goes. They, in this case, being the Iron Rabbit, and the Iron Rabbit has cut through the pack and gotten lead jammer.
Naughty Mommy into the back of the pack. Big everybody tumbles, falls down. She's going to go back to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. This time for a back block, courtesy of ATG. Meanwhile, the Iron Rabbit with a big juke around Mischief there at the front. Through with 4 points.
Dockyard grouping to the front. Skyraiders waiting, now moving in to stir things up a bit. Cut track called on number 187, Tarrorizer. They will head to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box as the Iron Rabbit is through with 4 points, and Naughty Mommy returns to play. And back to the penalty box goes Naughty Mommy. Kell also heading to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box.
Those are, in fact, the best seats in the house.
It's true. They got a great view of everything.
If you, too, would like the best seats in the house, Jet City is always happy for new volunteer non-skating officials. Email us volunteers@jetcityrollerderby.com.
And they do have chairs behind the penalty box chairs. Iron Rabbit, 4 more points. 12 total on the jam. Back to the pack. Slides through, as does Naughty Mommy.
Iron Rabbit with 4 points. Meanwhile, Naughty Mommy, having completed that initial pass, approaching the pack, looking to perhaps add to that score total.
Ooh, that was nice.
Naughty Mommy straight up the middle, through with 4.
Beautiful slice through the middle of the pack. And a timeout called by Dockyard. Dockyard now sits at 25, Skyraiders 76.
Just a reminder, halftime of this game is both the drawing for our 50-50 raffle that Sia Wouldn't Want to Be and Galen are so happily selling tickets to over there in the beer garden. But it is also last call in the beer garden, so you've got about 16 and a half minutes to finish the drink you're currently working on. Get yourself another one and get settled in for the back half of this game.
And if you've been watching this and thinking, that looks fun, Jet City is always recruiting. New skater practices are open year-round, tailored to each skater's needs. Whether this is the first time you've ever seen a quad skate or you grew up in the rink and are ready to take the next step, Jet City has a place for you. Visit jetcityrollerderby.com, email newskater@jetcityrollerderby.com, or just ask a skater or volunteer for more information, just not while they're on the track.
Correct. And if you are a kid or have a kid in your life that is interested in roller derby, check us out at mobcitymisfits.com. Our new skater program starts back up in the fall, and we would love to have all of the children in your life. I hear their new skater coaches are very fashionable. Bones is back up on the jammer line for Dockyard, this time squaring off against Crash Panda.
There you go. Have to turn the microphone on before I say that.
I mean, you can say it all you want, but they can't hear you unless you turn the mic on.
Crash Panda lead jammer. Ooh, illegal procedure. The illegal disco penalty added on. For number 42, Meg For Mercy. As Crash Panda is through, as is Bones. Ooh,
Crash Panda bumped to the outside there by Tration, forced to recycle.
Bones also deposited to the outside of the track. Crash Panda leaning, penetration again with the shoulder to close down the door, but called for the direction of play penalty. Got to get those wheels rolling the right direction. So 4 more points for Crash Panda.
Bones there stuck in the back of the pack for a minute with a 4-wall with 1 in the chamber and Miss Violet Neauregarde.
Ooh, Crash Panda called for the skating out of bounds call. You can't juke out of bounds to avoid the hit. You got to take the hit and then end up out of bounds. So that will be a power jam for Bones and a 2-minute jam for everyone. Or a 35-second jam remaining.
2 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but I promise, when you have a star on your head, it's forever.
It does sound like a long time, really.
Bones taking a big hit from Nayslayer, manages to stay upright and in bounds.
Ooh, cut track called on 1 in the chamber. As Crash Panda now out of the penalty box. Trying to sneak in behind Ms. Violet Neauregarde. 4 points for Bones. 3 more points for the Skyraiders. And an official review called.
All right, friends and fans, the white coach is requesting a penalty against the blue jammer for not appropriately exiting the track when called for a penalty. There are rules in roller derby about how quickly and efficiently you need to get off the track when you're called on a penalty, and the white team is asserting that the blue jammer did not adhere to those rules. Referees will confer, and I will let you know the verdict as soon as there is one.
So while the referees discuss, I want to give another birthday shout out. We had one earlier, but I also understand that Leilani Hyatt is in the crowd, and it is her birthday as well. So happy birthday, Leilani, and anyone else who's having a birthday today who didn't let us know.
All right, according to the officiating crew, the jammer did the job she needed to do and left the track. Therefore, the no call on the floor stands, and the derby starts back up right about now.
Slainbow Brite out with the star to jam against Mary Contrary. The pack far forward at the pivot line. Lead jammer going to Slainbow Brite. Mary Contrary is clear of the pack. And Slainbow Brite cuts up the inside lane to pick up 4 points. Mary Contrary also around the outside for 4. Slainbow Brite now back into the pack. Sneaks around one of the chamber back for another shot. But a forearm penalty called on Slainbow Brite.
Mary Contrary, meanwhile, is through with 4. Mary Contrary on a power jam, but Dockyard with a 4-3 advantage in the pack at the moment. Adelaide Herout still serving the tail end of a penalty.
Kell, one in the chamber, and Charlie Horsepower able to open enough of a lane to let Mary Contrary through for the 3rd scoring pass. And we got 40 more seconds of jam to go as lead jammer lost with the penalty to Slainbow Brite.
Dockyard with a tight 2-all up front. Ginger spikes there. Last line of defense. Mary Contrary finally manages to push her way through. Slainbow Brite back to the penalty box.
Mary Contrary clear for 4 more points. 20 total on the jam as time runs out. 3 points up for Slainbow Brite.
Harriet Thugman returning to the jammer line, wearing the star for the Skyraiders.
And all blockers available on the track, carefully hidden at the pivot line.
Meanwhile, Slainbow Brite still serving time in the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box.
Slainbow Brite released from the penalty box. Harriet Thugman ducking under Rat Attack's shoulder to grab lead jammer. Oh, and a forearm called on Slainbow Brite. Once again, back to the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box.
Harriet Thugman pushing on a tight 3-wall there at the front.
Everybody up and back around, and penalty called
On Rat Attack.
and barely skating. And Harriet Thugman works out the front for 4 points, calls off the jam, or nope, does not call off the jam. Now calls off the jam, sorry. Supposed to wait.
Started tapping the hips while Shenanigans was making sure the score was correct.
Yes.
The jam does not get called until the referee sees what you're doing.
And the announcer should listen for the whistles instead of just staring at the skater.
You just know the game so well, Scott Chicken. And I know that is Naughty Mommy once again on the jammer line for Dockyard and the Iron Rabbit jamming for Jet City.
I think the issue is my ears are still ringing from your band, so I heard whistles in my head.
That's fair.
Iron Rabbit, lead jammer. Jet City Skyraiders. Naughty Mommy out of the pack as well. Beautiful run back by Tration on the Iron Rabbit. Rabbit calls off the jam. But Naughty Mommy sneaks in 2 points.
Ginger Spikes wearing the star for Dockyard here first time tonight. Be squaring off against Crash Panda.
Nine and a half minutes to go in the period. Crash Panda pushing, and just edged to the infield. Has to roll back behind the pack. And Ginger Spikes lead jammer, Dockyard Derby Dames. Crash Panda out and giving chase. Ginger Spikes ducks in past one in the chamber, calls off the jam before getting to Nayslayer. And 3 points up for Dockyard, takes them to 41. Skyraiders 114.
8.5 minutes left in this half. That means you've got about 9 minutes to get your final orders in over there in the Get Your Bearings Skate Shop Beer Garden. And about 10 minutes to get your 50-50 raffle tickets. Galian's back there by the merch booth. I see her.
Oh, cut track called on Slainbow Brite, dragging that toe out of bounds on the hop up the inside field. And that lets Mary Contrary grab lead jammer. Kell moving forward on the sweep. Mary Contrary dodges to the infield.
The nice mighty shove from a teammate there.
Exactly. That was like those short track speed skating relays where they push the other skater forward. Slainbow Brite out of the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. Mary Contrary slides through the front to grab points. And Slainbow Brite completes the initial pass, pops the star back on the helmet.
Jam is called for more points for Jet City.
Iron Rabbit, Naughty Mommy. Both teams full strength, and the Iron Rabbit is out first. And a quick star pass. Naughty Mommy handing off to Rat-a-tat.
Rat-a-tat working to get the star on the helmet, approaching the pack, looking to score points. The jam is called before she is able. That jam is 4-0 Jet City as Penetration takes the star for Dockyard going into this jam. Once again, that is Crash Panda. Ready to score for Jet City.
6 minutes roughly to go in our half. Coming up at halftime, paper airplane toss. Kids toss free, you can toss for $1. Which would get you a chance to 2 free tickets to the next bout, which will be next season. Meanwhile, Crash Panda lead jammer. And Crash Panda open lane on the infield. 4 points up as Dockyard down a blocker. And Penetration stymied at the back.
A 2-0 there of Kell and V. Lucy Raptor. Kell going to be called back to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. Penetration finding a lane on the outside through on that initial pass.
Oh, Crash Panda taken to the track by Mischief Managed. Crash calls off the jam quickly from the floor, a 3-point run and 2 points up for Penetration. Slainbow Brite jamming against Harriet Thugman. Each team 1 skater in the penalty box. And Slainbow Brite lead jammer. Dockyard Derby Dames. Slainbow Brite taps the hips. Calls off the jam, grabs 3 points, and holds Jet City scoreless.
Bones has returned to the jammer line. Representing Dockyard, here comes Mary Contrary. Once again, looking to score points for Jet City. There is See Ya Wouldn't Want to Be Ya, waving a roll of yellow tickets.
Mary Contrary dodging left and right. Vixen Stones trying to escort Mary through the pack, but sneaking up the outside is Bones, lead jammer, Dockyard. Bones caught up behind Charlie Horsepower. Calls off the jam with 2 points. Mary Contrary collects all 4.
Once again, Tration taking the jammer line for Dockyard. Here comes the Iron Rabbit.
Ooh, it's 21 versus 21. Nice.
Five-on-five roller derby, both teams at full strength in the pack. Motherfogger IPA penalty box currently empty. The Iron Rabbit is through with lead jammer status.
Oh, and a cut track called on Tration. So power jam for the Iron Rabbit. Rabbit with speed on. Ducks around Slainbow Brite to grab 4 points.
One in the chamber, also gonna go have a seat with our NSOs over the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. Iron Rabbit bumped to the inside by Slainbow Brite. Recycled back to find a lane up the middle.
Tration released from the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. As is one in the chamber, and we are back to full strength. The Iron Rabbit grabs some points, calls off the jam.
We've got a little over a minute left in this half.
Crash Panda out to jam against Maverick, the Wild Thing. Both teams full strength as we start the 21st jam of the first period of play. And Maverick, the Wild Thing, stumbling through the pack, but is clear and legally lead jammer.
Meanwhile, Adelaide Herout gonna go have a seat in the penalty box as Crash Panda completes the initial pass.
Maverick, the Wild Thing, caught up by Kell, but not enough to knock out of bounds. They will add 4 points to the Dockyard score. Oh, Crash Panda, rat attack, lowering the boom on the shoulder. And Maverick, the Wild Thing, forced out of bounds. And Crash Panda finally pushes far enough forward to pick up 4 points. Maverick, the Wild Thing, calls off the jam. An 8-point run for Dockyard, and that takes us to halftime, which means it's going to be last call very soon at the Beer Garden.
Indeed it is. You should be queuing up right now if you're going to want one more beverage.
And we will have our drawing for the 50-50 raffle shortly, as soon as Galen and Sia count some money, and then come over here. Meanwhile, concession stand still open, as is the merch booth. Last chance for several months to get your Jet City gear live and in person.
And also nachos.
All right, now everyone's in position. Let's swoop that whistle, Wizard of Laws.
They're all having a very spirited conversation about the touch tunes at the Bulldog Saloon.
I'm pretty sure.
And possibly also the meatballs or the tater tots.
But right now we're talking about the Iron Rabbit, who is the lead jammer for jam number 1, second half of our final game of the 15th season of Jet City Roller Derby. And Rabbit is through for 4 points. Ginger Spikes, star in hand. First penalty going as a out of play, I believe. Iron Rabbit picks up 4 points.
One in the chamber is going to pick up the first penalty of this half. I didn't see the call, but she's going to go have a seat. Reminder, you've heard me talk about the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box all night long. If you have a business that would like to sponsor Jet City and hear me say their name over and over and over again next season, contact us, sponsorship at jetcityrollerderby.com. I would love to say your name or the name of your business all season next year.
Truth. Penetration jamming against Harriet Thugman. Penetration sneaks around the outside, lead jammer Dockyard Derby Dames. Harriet Thugman held up mid-pack. Penetration again, trying the outside. Bumped out, forearm penalty called. That will send Adelaide Herout to the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box. Oh, and Harriet Thugman almost through, but not quite.
Penetration cutting the track, gonna have a seat there for 30 seconds. Meanwhile, Harriet Thugman is out, but not lead jammer. This jam will go the full 2 minutes.
Harriet Thugman slowed by Naughty Mommy. Trying to catch through, but excellent waterfall by Dockyard, rolling back to the front. And the penalty kill complete as Penetration is back out. One in the chamber, accepts the star, but called for the blocking with the head penalty. So power jam for Dockyard. Penetration pushing against Charlie House, horsepower, and Adelaide Herout. Finally sneaks through. First points of the half up for Dockyard.
Jam is called. Next jam will start with 1 in the chamber as the jammer of a record for Jet City, starting from the penalty box as Maverick, the Wild Thing, pulls up to the jammer line wearing the star for the Dockyard Derby Dames.
3 points given to Harriet Thugman in that last period, if you're scoring in the stands, which I don't know why you wouldn't be. But the
Not
star,
everybody likes math as much as you do, Scott Chicken.
the points were in the helmet cover. That's where they hide them until the jam ends. Maverick, the Wild Thing, pushing forward. Not lead jammer, as there was a no impact, no penalty, and that means 1 in the chamber, lead jammer Jet City Skyraiders.
Maverick, the Wild Thing, is through with the lane on the inside, comes around with 4 points for Dockyard. 1 in the chamber through with 4 of her own. One in the chamber with control of the clock there calls the jam before any more points can be scored.
That takes us to 176-64, 25 and a half to go in the game.
Maverick and Tration returning to the jammer line. Both teams at full strength in the pack, 5-on-5 roller derby. Like it's supposed to be.
Everybody bunched up at the jammer line. A big old bunch. Mary Contrary dodging left and right. Dockyard staying to the front. Tration held at the back. And Mary Contrary through, lead jammer, Skyraiders.
Charlie Horsepower and Jenn-X keeping a wall there at the back, trying to keep Tration from making her way through the pack. Tration finally finding a lane on the inside. She is through, completing an initial pass. Meanwhile, Mary Contrary pirouetting through on the inside, puts up 4 points, calls the jam.
It's a Crash Panda jam.
It is a Crash Panda jam. And that is Bones.
It is. Once again, packs at full strength to start off this jam.
Nayslayer and Kell working hard at the back with MaJessty as a brace.
There's a lot of squeezing shoulders against each other going on in there.
What's a lot? Nayslayer moving forward, looking to play a little offense. Crash Panda finding a lane there on the inside. Lead jammer Jet City.
Meanwhile, Bones held up at the back. Locked in by MaJessty. Teaming up with Nayslayer, but the star pass complete. Naughty Mommy. Now the jammer for Dockyard as Crash Panda on a second scoring run.
Crash Panda through with 4 points.
And apparently Star Pass was not actually a Star Pass. Someone must not have been quite in the right position.
Blocker cut called against MaJessty.
Cut track called on number 206, Bones. And an official review has been called.
The Jet City coach is asserting that the Dockyard jammer threw the jammer cover in the direction of the pivot rather than handing it off, and is asking there for an illegal procedure penalty to be called against the Dockyard jammer for doing a thing with the helmet cover that is in fact an illegal procedure. I will let you know what the referees saw when they tell me. right, according to the referees, based on the information they had, what they saw on the track, and the newest WFTDA rules update, the no call on the floor is going to stand. And like,
All right, the Iron Rabbit on the power start as Bones sits in the Motherfucker IPA penalty box. And a forearm penalty called on the Iron Rabbit.
Gonna have a jammer switcheroo there.
Yes, Rabbit had not yet been assessed lead, so lead still available.
Bones trying to get by one in the chamber. They're at the front of the pack.
And Bones is clear. Lead jammer Dockyard Derby Dames. Iron Rabbit also now out of the penalty box and slicing through the pack quickly to complete the initial pass. Bones stumbles through the middle, calls off the jam on the way to the ground. Did get all 4 points.
Mischief managed gonna start this jam in the penalty box for Dockyard. 4-3 pack advantage here for Jet City.
Ginger Spikes set to jam against Mary Contrary. Meanwhile, Kell, Meg For Mercy, Charlie Horsepower, and Ms. Violent Neauregarde trying to slow down Ginger Spikes. And Mary Contrary ducks to the front, lead jammer Jet City.
Ginger Spikes bumped to the outside by Kell, forced to recycle, but not far. Now tangled up with Charlie Horsepower and Kell here, a little tight two-wall at the front.
Ginger Spikes is clear. Mary Contrary with 4 points.
Dockyard with a pack advantage. Ginger Spikes through with 4.
Ms. Violet Neauregarde and Charlie Horsepower in the Motherfucker IPA penalty box, although Ms. Violet Neauregarde has been released. Mary Contrary dodges around Slainbow Brite. Ginger Spikes also through the pack. And as Charlie Horsepower comes back into play, Mary calls off the jam. An 8-8 run, now 2:04.76 with 19.5 minutes to go in the game.
Rat Attack pulling up to the jammer line with a star for Dockyard. That is Crash Panda jamming once again for Jet City.
Crash Panda juking left, right. Looking around the outside and able to sneak through for lead jammer.
Nayslayer with a multiplayer blocking penalty, gonna go have a seat.
Oh, Rat Attack. Rat Attack called on the cut track penalty. So power jam and 4 points for Crash Panda. Crash Panda slowed by Bones, back up on the feet and slicing through for 4 more. And Crash Panda calls off the jam, locking Rat Attack in the penalty box. Handing over the star to Harriet Thugman. We'd like to thank All Ply Roofing. All Ply Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing services to clients in and around Snohomish County, Washington. This family-owned and operated business has replaced, repaired, and maintained roofs from Bellingham to Tacoma, North Bend to Bremerton. Find them at allplyroofing.com.
They're also our beloved concession stand sponsors.
Yes, they are. Harriet Thugman shoving to the front and called for the forearm penalty. Too much extending the arm out, and that lets Rat Attack grab lead jammer out of the penalty box and through.
Rat Attack with a juke and a dodge finds a lane on the outside. She is through with 4 points.
Rat Attack. Sweep coming, Slainbow Brite trying to open a lane. But Skyraiders able to stay ahead. And Rat Attack calls off the jam just as Harriet Thugman was released from the penalty box.
2 points in the sky at the end of that jam. 6-0 in favor of the Dockyard Derby Dames. 16 minutes and change left in this game. 16 minutes and change left in the season.
The Iron Rabbit, Maverick, the Wild Thing jamming, and Wild Thing Maverick is your lead jammer.
The Iron Rabbit winning a foot race there around the corner.
Iron Rabbit slides through. Maverick, the Wild Thing, caught by one in the chamber, and one in the chamber is called for out of play, or rather illegal contact. Maverick, the Wild Thing, calls off the jam, a 4-4 tie. (12:21), Slainbow Brite, your jammer for Dockyard. Mary Contrary, the star for the Skyraiders. Ooh.
Slainbow Brite with a hop, skip, and a jump right up the inside line. Comes through with lead jammer status.
Sneaky. Mary Contrary bumping left and right, the no impact, no penalty. Not a cut track. As Slainbow Brite, also with the no impact, no penalty, picks up the 3 points on the pass.
Mary Contrary juking and pinballing her way through to 4 more points. Meanwhile, Slainbow Brite called off the track.
Cut track penalty called on Slainbow Brite. So a 4-3 jam at this point, although Slainbow Brite probably with some points in the helmet. But we will go for another 53 seconds. As Kell.
Also gonna go have a seat in the Mother Fogger IPA penalty box.
Mary Contrary held up as Dockyard tightening up the defense on the penalty kill. Slainbow Brite gets past one in the chamber and picks up all 4 points. And again with a quick slice up the inside edge. Mary Contrary also clear, so 4 each on that pass. And time runs out on the jam, 11-8. Our jam score now 97 Dockyard, 224 Skyraiders.
Vixen Stones up to jam for Jet City.
Up against number 21, Tration. Vixen Stones on the inside edge. Caught up. Cut track assessed, but Vixen Stones lead jammer Jet City Skyraiders.
No pack was called. Ginger Spikes put in one more hip check just at the last minute, 1 minute too late. She's gonna go have a seat for blocking during an out no pack situation.
Penetration.
Jet City with a 4-2 pack advantage. Vixen Stone's gonna take advantage of that, come through with 4 points.
Penetration forced to the inside. As the pack slowly rolling forward. Vixen Stones cuts inside. Bump to the infield and has to recycle back. And Penetration playing the jammer, gonna run you all the way back game. Vixen Stones says, wait, I'm the lead jammer. I don't have to play your game.
Don't have to play the eat the baby game if you have control of the clock.
I will just call the jam off.
Crash Panda's not mad about that. She's ready to jam for Jet City. And once again, this is Bones wearing the star for the Dockyard Derby Dames.
Both teams full strength. Bones up the inside, lead jammer Dockyard. Crash Panda clears the pack. As Jet City rearranging, trying to catch up to where Bones is going to be. Charlie Horsepower holding on to one in the chamber. Bones calls off the jam, 2 points each. Dockyard now 1 point shy of 100. As we got 10 minutes to go, Mary Contrary jamming against Maverick the Wild Thing. Maverick the Wild Thing outside for the lead jammer slot. As Mary Contrary also clear. Once again, both teams full strength with the packs spread out.
Mary Contrary races up the middle. Maverick the Wild Thing up the inside. Both teams with 4 more points on the board.
Maverick the Wild Thing cutting to the inside. Mary Contrary started out and then cut back in. Now moving again to the outside. Bumped by Mischief Managed, but able to clear along with Maverick the Wild Thing.
Maverick the Wild Thing bumped to the inside by Nayslayer. Gonna have to run back just a bit. Meanwhile, Mary Contrary with a tight 4-wall there at the front. Braced there by Penetration.
Forearm called on Maverick the Wild Thing. So power jam for Mary Contrary. And another 38 seconds of jam time for all of us. Mary Contrary on the first pass of the power jam. Trailed by number 42, Meg For Mercy, but pushing out of play. Meg has to let her go. And the jam time runs out. A 16-8 run for the Skyraiders.
I see Hurt MaJessty with a star on her head.
Make that 16-10. An official review called by Dockyard Derby Days.
All right, the white bench is contending that a penalty was assessed against their jammer in error. The jammer was called for a forearm penalty, but the white team bench is asserting that those forearms never extended away from the body. They are not the part that made meaningful contact, and therefore the penalty shall be removed, and I'll let you know what the referees have to say. All right, so as a matter of fact, the meaningful contact was not made with the forearm. That call is being overturned. They will retain their review. However, the contact was in fact made to an illegal target zone. The penalty is being changed to a high block. The time still needs to be served, but Dockyard does retain their official review. So if something goes wrong later, they can ask for help again. But I'm going to get off the track so these skaters can play.
All right, Ginger Spikes jamming against Hurt MaJessty. 4-on-3 advantage for the Skyraiders. But those three doing a solid job of holding Hurt MaJessty back behind the pack.
Both teams putting in really solid wall work. Neither jammer getting far or for long.
Pack starting to glom together. Penalty box now emptied out. Both teams at full strength. Hurt MaJessty pushing towards the outside. Now back to the end, and a star pass complete. Ginger Spikes handing off the star to number 68, Naughty Mommy.
Hurt MaJessty, having also removed that star cover from her helmet, means this jam's going to go 2 full minutes no matter what.
Yes, indeed. Hurt MaJessty forced out of bounds, rolled back by 934. Mischief managed as Naughty Mommy through on the first scoring pass for 4. Hurt MaJessty almost clear, but tipped out of bounds and rolled back to the pivot line.
Number 934, Mischief managed, making sure Hurt MaJessty sees just how far she's going to have to recycle. Naughty Mommy now they're tangled up with Charlie Horsepower and Kell and one in the chamber there at the front 3 wall.
And able to come out just as the whistle blows. An 8-0 run for Dockyard takes them to 117-246.
Nayslayer pulling up to the jammer line, wearing the star for the first time tonight.
Official timeout called by the officials.
This is an administrative moment we are having. We've had a skater who has fouled out of this game. In case you don't know, in roller derby, you can only go visit our officials in the Motherfogger IPA penalty box so many times per game before we're going to ask you to take your gear off and hang out with them at the after party instead.
That would be one in the chamber fouling out and getting every skater's nightmare. Bombshell shaking a finger at them. She was smiling while she did it, but still. You knew the intention was there.
Jenn-X is going to serve that penalty as a substitute in the box.
Nayslayer, Bones, 4-on-3 advantage for Dockyard. And Nayslayer pushes through the middle, lead jammer Jet City Skyraiders.
Bones still in the pack, looking for a lane on the outside, finds one on the in, is through. Meanwhile, Nayslayer skates by a little lane there on the outside, 4 points in the sky for Nayslayer.
That was pretty. Oh! Bones straight into the Iron Rabbit. And Iron Rabbit called for the direction to play penalty. So both jammers through with 4 points.
Bones knocked down, but not out. Kell and Jenn-X gonna wall up in front.
Nayslayer bumped in and out, but back into play.
Nayslayer looking to get around penetration, just barely finds the lead on the inside, but accidentally uses her forearm to do so. Gonna go have a seat in the Motherfogger IPA penalty box. Meanwhile, Bones, with a pack advantage on her side, skates through with 4 points.
$20 seconds left in the jam. Bones hip checked out by Kell.
Kell checked out by penetration.
And the Iron Rabbit heading back to the Motherfogger IPA penalty box.
Meg For Mercy gonna go have a seat for a direction of gameplay penalty.
Nayslayer out of the box, sees the clock, is like, I'm just gonna go back to the bench and
we're just gonna skate a little.
Just-
Lucy Raptor! She's skating up to the jam line, wearing the star for Jet City! That is Maverick, the wild thing there, wearing the star for Dockyard. Both teams down a pivot, 3-on-3 in the pack.
a little under 3 minutes to go in the game. Maverick, the wild thing, clears first, lead jammer Dockyard. And Lucy Raptor will head to the penalty box for a back block penalty. As Maverick, the wild thing, picks up the first points of the jam. The Iron Rabbit back out of the penalty box. Maverick, the wild thing, accelerates up the inside for 4 more.
Both teams setting up a 4-wall.
Iron Rabbit trying to run back, but caught by Slainbow Brite. That lets Maverick push in. No pack called.
Maverick the Wild Thing around and through with 4 points, but that power jam is over. Lucy Raptor is back on the track, chipping her way through that Dockyard defense. A little help there from Miss Violet Neauregarde.
Lucy Raptor staying in bounds, but held up and then shouldered out by Slainbow Brite. As Maverick the Wild Thing out the front of the pack for 4 more. 16-point jam at this point. Star pass complete. The Iron Rabbit now holding on to the helmet cover. And not complete, as a cut track had been called on Lucy Raptor. And that will end the jam.
That star pass being incomplete, the only thing the Iron Rabbit could do was leave the helmet cover there to be legally retrieved. This time by Bombshell in between jams, because that is how that cookie crumbled. Lucy Raptor still as jammer, gonna start this jam from the penalty box. Meanwhile, Tration once again taking the jammer line for the Dockyard Derby Dames. Super effective player, offense and defense tonight.
18 seconds of game clock. 2 minutes on the jam clock. Game will go till the jam ends.
However that happened.
Yes. And Tration is clear and lead jammer. Tration jukes to the outside. Kell with the shoulder and the rollback. Lucy Raptor out of the penalty box now. Back in play. Sneaky handoff to Kell, who breaks free. And they will pop the star on their head. As Tration taps the hips to call off the jam. And that will be that, barring any official reviewage. Your unofficial final score, 258 Skyraiders, 151 Dockyard. Please wait for our referees to clear the track before you rush the stage. Don't worry, you will get your sweaty high five momentarily, but we got to get people out of the way first before you step onto the sport court. Now they are out.
Yeah. Baby?
All right, fans. Put your hands up, out, and then together, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's hear it for your winners, Jet City Skyraiders.
Oh, yes, victory lap. Go, go with the run. Thank you. Chamber is running and keeping up. Because what is like young and fit?
And keep your hands out for our friends from the South, Dockyard Derby Dames.
Penny, you have to give everybody a high five. All of them.
All right, now we will have our final MVPs of the season.
I will stand here and wait, but it's cold up here. They turn these fans on. Not my favorite. They turn those fans on. I can't even escape them. All right, Bones is trying to gather everyone for a conversation. I appreciate this. I swear to you, next season I will have prepared remarks. I will have jokes. I will have witticism. But today is not that day. Today I'm just gonna stand here and walk back and forth and try to keep warm. You got the glitter sweatshirt. It's so pretty. Yeah, Team Glitter for the win. Always, always. Correct.
Looks like Nayslayer's ready.
Is Nayslayer ready?
Just not.
Come hither,
just
my
shy.
love.
Doesn't want to come
tell
forward.
Me things. Oh, okay. Tell me, who is the MVP blocker from Dockyard? Number 934.
934, Mischief managed.
And the MVP jammer. Number 206.
206 Bones.
All right. Can you tell me who's the MVP blocker?
357.
Number 357, Chamber. Chamber. And a little trophy. And who is the MVP jammer? Number 26. All right, stick around for a photo. Thank you all for being here all season long. Check out JetCityRollerDerby.com for updates on when next season's bouts are going to see us over the summer. And have a great summer. I'll see you in the fall. My name is Heidi. Thank you and good night.